You could feel the tension in the air before anyone even stepped through the backstage doors. Something was about to erupt, and fans had no idea it was coming. Backstage at WWE, the usual buzz of locker room chatter and crew movement masked a growing storm. Cameras captured glimpses of superstars warming up, managers pacing, and Paul Heyman, the mastermind strategist, lurking with an intensity that could cut through steel. The WWE Universe thrives on anticipation, and today, every eye would be on a confrontation that no one expected. Paul Heyman, walking straight toward Ronda Rousey, the former MMA champion turned WWE phenom with purpose in his stride. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing as Heyman's eyes locked on Rousey from across the hall. The camera zoomed in, catching every twitch, every subtle hand movement, every hint of a challenge. Viewers on social media went wild, speculating what could possibly happen next. Ronda, known for her fearless demeanor inside the ring, was calm, almost eerily so. But backstage, insiders whispered that even she wasn't prepared for what Heyman had planned. He is the kind of strategist who thrives on mental warfare, and the tension was palpable. As Heyman approached, you could see other superstars instinctively stepping back, sensing the storm before it hit. The crowd, though far from the arena, seemed to erupt online, with Twitter threads igniting as fans tried to dissect every detail of the unfolding scene. Meanwhile, Rousey's body language was razor sharp. She didn't flinch, her gaze never wavered. Every heartbeat felt amplified. This was WWE at its rawest, backstage chaos without a ring, without commentary, yet every bit as dangerous. Suddenly, Heyman stopped just a few feet from her. The silence was deafening. Crew members exchanged glances, unsure if they should intervene or let the situation play out. Fans across the world held their breath. The camera caught a close-up of Heyman whispering something inaudible, yet the look on Rousey's face told the story. A storm was brewing. The tension escalated to a breaking point, leaving everyone questioning, would this remain verbal, or was this about to turn physical? And then, in a heartbeat, Rousey's reaction would shock the WWE Universe, and nothing backstage would ever be the same. When words become weapons, the consequences can be just as devastating as a chair across the ring. And this confrontation was no exception. Heyman, never one to waste a second, leaned closer, his voice low but razor sharp. Rousey's eyes narrowed, her muscles coiling with tension. Crew members instinctively edged away as the conversation escalated. The words sharp enough to cut, fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Paul Heyman, the man who had orchestrated some of WWE's most shocking betrayals, was openly challenging the woman who had smashed through barriers to become a trailblazing superstar. Viewers on social media went wild as clips of the confrontation leaked online. Heyman's hand gestures were precise, almost theatrical, emphasizing every syllable of his daring claims. Rousey, refusing to back down, responded with equal intensity, her voice calm but authoritative. The tension in the room escalated. It was the kind of energy that could be felt through a screen. Every move, every glance, was dissected by millions. The WWE Universe was glued to the scene, live reactions exploding across platforms like wildfire. The verbal battle quickly turned into a psychological duel. Heyman, known for his ability to manipulate, tried every tactic, subtle insults, power moves of body language, and calculated pauses to throw Rousey off her rhythm. But Rousey, the seasoned fighter, remained unshaken. Her calm defiance only fueled the drama, making the confrontation feel like a high-stakes match without the bell ever ringing. Fans screamed in disbelief online, debating who held the upper hand. Every word was analyzed, every gesture scrutinized. Crew members were frozen, unsure if intervention was necessary. The energy in the room was electric, as if a live pay-per-view audience were packed into the narrow backstage corridor. Suddenly, Rousey's lips curled into a slight smirk, a subtle, yet explosive move signaling she was preparing to turn the tables. The room shifted, you could feel the momentum change, and every camera angle captured the anticipation. Viewers were on the edge of their seats, itching to see what would happen next. Just when it seemed words were all that would be exchanged, a shocking movement from Rousey would leave Heyman and everyone else backstage in complete disbelief. The tension snapped like a lightning bolt, and suddenly, this wasn't just words anymore. Rousey's sudden lunge caught everyone off guard. Heyman instinctively raised his hands, though no one expected him to be physically involved. Crew members gasped as Rousey's agility and raw power were on full display, proving that backstage confrontations in WWE could escalate just as violently as any ring battle. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. A true MMA-level intensity unfolding where cameras rarely venture. Viewers on social media went wild as clips circulated showing Rousey cornering Heyman against the wall. The crowd erupted into chaos online, with debates erupting instantly. Was this a planned segment, or pure real-time chaos? WWE insiders later admitted that no one had expected the encounter to turn this visceral. Adding to the drama, every frame captured the shock. From Heyman's tactical retreat to Rousey's controlled aggression, the atmosphere was cinematic, like a scene from a high-stakes action thriller. Crew members scrambled to maintain order, but even they were captivated. Rousey's stare, unwavering and intense, signaled that she wasn't just acting, she was asserting dominance, blending psychological and physical intimidation seamlessly. Heyman, ever the strategist, attempted to defuse the situation verbally, but the physicality had already taken over. Fans reacted in real time online, speculating if a full-blown backstage brawl was about to erupt. Social media exploded with hashtags trending within minutes. The intensity of Rousey's movements, every step, every stance, reflected her ring-honed instincts, even outside of a traditional match. Cameras caught every detail, from her measured breathing to the subtle flexing of her biceps, conveying a warning Heyman could not ignore. Suddenly, Rousey stopped, inches from Heyman's face. The silence was deafening. The world seemed to pause for a moment, waiting for the inevitable. The dramatic tension, combined with the unpredictable nature of the WWE environment, left everyone watching, both in the hallway and online, holding their breath. This was a confrontation destined to become legendary. And then, just when it seemed like the chaos would spiral out of control, a shocking third party intervened, setting the stage for an even bigger explosion. Just when fans thought they had seen it all, the unexpected crashed in and changed everything. As Rousey and Heyman squared off, a familiar figure appeared from the shadows, a WWE superstar whose presence instantly amplified the tension. The hallway seemed to shrink as the interloper stepped forward, their intent clear: to escalate the conflict. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Social media erupted, speculation soaring about alliances, betrayals, and what this meant for Rousey's ongoing storylines. The WWE Universe was on fire. Heyman's eyes widened, and even he seemed momentarily caught off guard. The interloper wasn't just a passive observer. Their presence forced both parties to recalibrate their approach. Rousey's calm defiance remained, but now she was sharing the spotlight in this dramatic backstage saga. Viewers on social media went wild, replaying every moment and debating whether this interference was planned or spontaneous. Every camera angle captured the chaos in unprecedented detail. The tension escalated further when the interloper moved with precision, positioning themselves to prevent Rousey from taking any immediate action. Crew members shuffled nervously, attempting to maintain control, but largely powerless against the energy in the room. Fans online were analyzing the dynamics, alliances, strategy, and the unspoken rules of backstage confrontations. The unpredictability added layers of drama that no one could have scripted. Heyman, always the tactician, attempted to manipulate the situation verbally, using words to regain control. But the interloper's presence disrupted his flow, forcing him to react in real time. Rousey's focus never wavered, highlighting her elite training and mental toughness. The confrontation now had 3 focal points, each move carrying consequences. The camera panned across shocked faces, highlighting the gravity of the moment. As the interloper made their next move, the room erupted into chaos. Fans online exploded in comments and reactions, calling it one of the most shocking backstage moments in WWE history. The sequence played out like a cinematic thriller, each frame dripping with suspense and intensity. And then, just as tension reached its peak, something happened that no one expected, a decision by Rousey that would redefine the entire confrontation. The WWE Universe waited breathlessly. Would Rousey strike back, or would the interloper seize control? What happened next would shock even the most seasoned fans. When the dust settled, the WWE Universe was left reeling, and the consequences would echo for weeks to come. Rousey's choice was decisive. In a split second, she neutralized the interloper's interference with surgical precision, asserting dominance and leaving Heyman momentarily stunned. Fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. Social media erupted with clips, reactions, and memes as viewers dissected every moment of the confrontation. The hallway, once a stage 4 whispered threats, had transformed into a war zone of strategy, power, and raw WWE intensity. Heyman, ever the opportunist, retreated strategically, realizing that his plan had been interrupted by forces he hadn't accounted for. Rousey, meanwhile, stood tall, a symbol of unshakable strength and dominance. Crew members breathed sighs of relief, though the energy in the air remained electric. The WWE Universe online went wild, debating the implications for upcoming storylines and pay-per-view events. Every angle, every frame, was dissected as fans speculated who would retaliate and how. The aftermath revealed the psychological impact of the confrontation. Rousey had proven her mettle not just inside the ring, but backstage, showcasing a combination of mental toughness, instinct, and calculated aggression. Heyman, though shaken, was already plotting his next move. True to his reputation as one of WWE's greatest strategists, fans couldn't stop talking, sharing every detail and predicting the ripple effects across weeks of programming. The WWE Universe had witnessed a rare, unscripted feeling moment where power dynamics shifted in real time. Viewers on social media went wild, replaying sequences and highlighting the subtle cues that indicated alliances and rivalries. Analysts called it one of the most cinematic backstage confrontations in recent memory, a blend of raw emotion, strategic mind games, and athletic intimidation. The storylines were now richer, more unpredictable, and infinitely more dramatic. And while the immediate confrontation ended, the fallout was only beginning. WWE insiders hinted at future showdowns, potential pay-per-view surprises, and a narrative that would dominate headlines. Fans couldn't wait to see how this backstage chaos would spill into the ring, where stakes are higher and consequences are permanent. The echoes of Rousey and Heyman's confrontation would reverberate for weeks, ensuring that the WWE Universe remained captivated, shocked, and hungry for more. One thing was certain: backstage chaos had become the new battlefield, and no one would ever underestimate Ronda Rousey again.